if my wife passes away, I don't want her coming back and haunting me for not doing the last thing she asked me to do.
If you had just asked people to pray, I'd still be here.
Exactly.
So here we go. We got Mac Powell with us. We haven't talked in a while.
It's been a while.
One of the lowest, most soulful voices in Christian radio. He's been the front man for Third Day for 30 years, which is crazy. Like, do you think now, like back in the day, did you think your band was going to make it that long when you guys started out?
You know, we felt like two things. You have in your mind one thing, we felt like, man, one day we can be as big as Petra.
Oh,
that was
I
like
love
the
me
hope.
some Petra.
Yeah, that was the hope. It's like we can be as big as Petra one day. But then there was a reality of like, well, that's not going to really happen. We thought if we could honestly get a record deal and do 2 albums and be able to travel from one side of the country to the other, back and forth 2 or 3 times within a 3 or 4 year period, then we'll go get real jobs and the rest, real life will happen.
Yeah.
We had no idea that we were going to be a band for almost 25 years. And we had our farewell tour in 2018. And so now to come back.
I feel a little cheated, actually.
Yeah.
The farewell tour, now you're back. Like, all right, well, I guess Mac's a liar.
Well, it's been 7 years and it's been 10 years since the 4 original members made music together.
Yeah.
And so being up here and doing interviews and talking about it and doing some acoustic versions of songs, it really does feel like it doesn't feel like it's been 10 years. It feels like it's been a few months.
Oh, that's good, man. Like, that's the thing. Like, when you start out in a band, you're young and you're hopeful and like, oh, where is this going to go? And you guys never really had like the gimmick either, because a lot of bands, like they've got this crazy stage setup and drums flipping and just all this stuff. And you guys never really did that. You guys just always, it felt like you just leaned into the music.
Yeah, it definitely was and is more for us about the music. I mean, we want to have a great show. We want to have a great light show and video elements and stuff like that. But for us, it really comes down to the songs and it comes down to the fans and really wanting to serve our fans and give them what they want. And this 30th anniversary tour, there's not really a lot of room for trying some new stuff or obscure songs. It's it's all about the hits. We have 2 hours to play as many hits as we can. And fortunately, we were around long enough where we had quite a number of those hits.
Yeah. Well, that brings up a good point too. Like, you've got enough songs to pull from. How do you decide which ones? You guys arm wrestle? Like, I really want this one, but I want this one. Like, how do you make that call?
We actually do arm wrestle.
Nice.
Yeah. And,
well, you look like you could take some people down.
I'm the weakest one of all 4 of us. So
Really?
Ty Anderson, the bass player, he's by far, he's the weightlift guy, workout guy. So he would normally win the battle, but Mark and I got together. Mark made a list, I made a list, and not surprisingly, but thankfully, the list, Mark came up with about 20 songs, I came up with about 20 songs, and most of those songs we agreed on.
Oh, that's good.
And so we got a list of about 22 songs that the whole band is looking at and going through, and songs that are, and I'd say 17 or 18 of those are, we have to play these songs. We can't really go a concert without playing these 15, 17, maybe 18 songs. And then within that, through the night, there'll be 3 or 4 songs that we'll do them this night, but not this night, and have some, stuff kind of interchangeable. But yeah, it's going to be a fun night of just not a lot of talking, not a lot of other stuff, just getting down to the business of playing some music.
What is a song that you have to play? If you didn't play it, people would be rocking your bus and being like, "We want our money back."
Yeah, definitely God of Wonders.
Okay.
It's a little humbling because I didn't write God of Wonders.
Oh, who wrote that?
Steve Hindalong and a guy named Mark Bird. They were in a band called The Choir.
Yeah.
And I was a huge fan of The Choir. It was the first Christian band that I ever heard was The Choir. And they made some projects, some really cool worship projects, and they were doing a record called City on a Hill. And they were having a lot of different artists perform on different songs. And so they'd have me on a verse and Jars on a verse and, whoever else. And they wrote the song and sent it to Third Day and said, hey, we'd love for Third Day for this to be this, you guys to record this song. And I listened to it and I thought, I don't love this song. It's not that great. And so I went and wrote, they didn't have a City on a Hill song for the title cut for the record. So I wrote that. We went and recorded it. And, they asked me, hey, will you at least sing a verse of God of Wonders? And I did. And it ended up becoming a Third Day song. Everybody just kind of, because my voice was on it, thought that it was a Third Day song. And so that's a song that we can't get away without playing that.
That's pretty cool, though. I mean, like, is there a song that you've played it so many times that when it comes up, you're like, oh, nuts.
Yeah,
all right, here it is.
Not really.
Really?
I mean, God of Wonders, I tell people, even, with Third Day and within my solo career, I've been a solo artist for 7 years now. I still play God of Wonders almost every time I do a concert.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't think of a time that I don't do it. So it's probably the song that I've sang most in my life. And I don't get tired of it because when you look out and people are singing along, I mean, it's a beautiful thing. And so
that's a gift.
Yeah, it's a gift that the Lord's given me to be able to sing the song. And once again, humbling because I didn't write it. And so I'm able to honestly say, hey, this is even though I didn't realize it at first, this is a great song.
Yeah.
When a song lasts for 25 years like that within the church and within the Christian music listening community, it is a hit song. And so I'm thankful for it.
25 years of hearts being changed and residual checks showing up in your mailbox.
Hey, I didn't write it.
Oh, so that's true. You don't even make on that.
I don't get any money for that.
That's a bummer, man. So we talked about like the old days and starting off, all of those years ago with Third Day. What do you miss about the old days? Because when you're there, you're trying to get to where we make it and we get a tour bus and we get this. And then when you get there, like a lot of people in life, you're like, well, this isn't what I thought it was going to be. There's more worky stuff. What do you miss?
That's a great question. And I tell people, new artists all the time, and I have been telling them for years, is like, if you're not enjoying where you are in, say, place A, and you're looking forward to being at place B or C, if you don't enjoy being in A, you're not going to enjoy B, C, and D and on down the line. You have to enjoy and take in where you are. And so I think I miss those early days. I miss the guys most of all. That's what's great about getting back together. It's about the music and the fans, but really just spending time with the four guys that started the band. Because we go back to Ty was 16 years old. He was a sophomore.
Was he really?
Yeah, I was a freshman or a sophomore in college. David was a senior in high school. So those guys, two of the guys were, our rhythm section was in high school. Mark and I were just barely in college. So it's been a long, long time, Wally, of us, many memories in those van and trailer days. And back to your original question, I think that's what I miss with us being, it's great being on a bus. And I don't want to get back to a time where I'm driving a van and trailer every night through the night. But those were great times where we're listening to music together, watching movies together, seeing the country together. And it was, I think part of our success was that we weren't an overnight success. It took about 5 years of building and building and building to get to where anybody knew who we were and getting any kind of recognition. But at the same time, it wasn't so long that we got tired of it and jaded and we were ready to be done.
Yeah. Because there's a grind that comes with it. But when you're young, that grind is part of it. It's what cements you together.
Absolutely.
And the fun, dumb things you do that you look back on, and I miss those days as well. I started off in a band. Like all radio guys were failed musicians. We just didn't have the skills that you had. I miss my hair. I miss my 80s.
Your hair looks great. What are you talking about?
Dude, look at the top.
You have great hair.
Look how bad that is.
Hide that from the camera.
Yeah, like my hair used to be like down to here, like Vince Neil style. Like, who was a contemporary of you that I'm really bad with like time?
Yeah,
and like so you guys like say when you cracked that nut. How old were you? 25, 28?
Our first record came out in 96, and so I was 24 at the time. So Jars of Clay came out with a record right before us, and we were on the same label.
Okay.
Mercy Me came out quite a few years later.
Later than you guys.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Audio Adrenaline had put out...
Because Bart looks so much worse.
Let me call him and tell him that. let's see, Audio Adrenaline.
Yeah.
It had a couple of big records out before we had our first record out, of course. So they were a little ahead of us, but not too much.
Okay. Yeah. It's interesting to give that perspective of other bands that were your peers at that time, too, and to see where you guys all have gone. We talk about it being a 30th anniversary. Some things that people don't understand. When you do a tour, you have a rider, and a rider is where you hand it to the promoter. The promoter looks through it, and there are things that you need to have on your rider. And so we're going to do confirm or deny.
Okay.
This is confirm or deny things on Mac Powell's 30th anniversary tour rider. Okay. Confirm or deny enough Bengay to smother an entire old folks home.
I would say not for me. But probably for Ty.
Ty, yeah.
Ty is a workout, but he is younger, so he may not need it. But he's a guy that works out. I don't really work out, as you can tell. He works out a lot, so he probably needs that.
Getting older hurts, man.
Oh man,
it just like when I was younger, like things didn't hurt. I bounce right back. Now, if I like wipe out on my mountain bike or something like that, I'm like, oh, there's 2 months. I'm going to take the heel.
I have a scratch on my hand that it took about 4 months. It was just a little scratch. It took about 4 months for that to heal.
Yeah,
and I'm also the guy, whether I'm getting up out of this chair or sitting down, I'm going to make a noise. Like,
yeah. I found myself walking around the house. My wife's like, "Are you all right?" I'm like, "What?" And she's like, "You're grunting." I'm like, "Oh, sorry, I was just moving." You know. All right, confirm or deny things on Mac Powell's 30th anniversary tour rider. 70% completed puzzles, so you can finish them and feel a sense of accomplishment.
Yeah, I would say that's a good idea. I'm a puzzle master. First of all, if you told me 5 years ago, Mac, you're going to fall in love with doing puzzles, I'd go, that's ridiculous. I hate puzzles. Why would anybody sit down?
I know.
And now I've gotten old, and I'm like, this is a lot of fun.
Can someone bring me my sweater? It's cold in here. I'm going to catch a draft.
Yes, that's right.
And I need to do a puzzle.
But here's the deal. It has to start. When I say I'm a puzzle master, I don't say that because I'm great at doing puzzles. What I mean is I have other people set it up for me.
Good
my
idea.
Kids or my wife pick out the side pieces, put the side in, and then I come in like, okay, the grunt work has been done. Now let the master do
the hard stuff. Yeah, because I saw in one of your Instagrams, like you were doing like a state parks,
national
puzzle.
parks puzzle. Yeah.
Did this start during like COVID? You mentioned 5 years ago. Was it a COVID thing?
Yeah, I think it might have been actually.
Yeah, because my wife got into puzzling too. Not that you're like my wife, and I'm not making fun of you, because it's good to have a hobby.
Yeah.
But like, my wife got into puzzling, and I got into Legos. Like, I like building Legos,
Okay, yeah.
and so she and I build them together. We'll do Disney ones because she loves
nice.
Disney.
Yeah.
So that way, it's something we can
work on together,
fight about. Or work on together, yeah. I was curious about something because I always like to prepare for talking with people and conversations, and so I was like, okay, I'm going to just Google, and I'm curious what happens. I'm just going to type in Mac Powell. It's all I'm going to Google. It's all I'm going to tell it. Just Mac Powell. And you know how it always sets a set of questions that like people have asked Google?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm going to ask you now to get the answers.
Okay,
because I'm like, I was fascinated by this. And some of them might be like super outdated too, because Google isn't always on top of it. So the number one was, what happened to Mac Powell's wife? So obviously I thought, did she leave him? That was my first thought because I'm super negative.
Yeah. So my wife 5 years ago had a brain aneurysm.
That's crazy.
And we weren't sure if she would be living or not. Yeah. And she had to have a procedure done. I won't go through the whole story, but right before she's being wheeled in to have her surgery to find out if she can live.
Oh my gosh.
She said, hey, she grabbed my hand. She said, I want you to go on social media and tell everybody what's happening and have people pray. And I just didn't want to do that. I thought, I didn't want people calling me,
opening that can. I get that.
Yeah, I just want to be with her at the hospital. And we didn't even have family members come. Of course, I called our parents and told them, but I said, don't come to the hospital yet. I'll let you know when it's time. Because I just wanted it for us to be there, and I just wanted to pray, and then I did. So I was like, I'm not going to tell anybody on social media. I'm not doing this. And then about halfway through her procedure, it was about an hour, I started thinking about what if my wife passes away. I don't want her coming back and haunting me for not doing the last thing she asked me to do.
If you had just asked people to pray, I'd still be here.
Exactly. So I put it on social media, and I just didn't want to look like a guy that's looking for attention.
Right, I get that.
And so I got mad. I put it on there, and I got mad because my phone just right away, bzz, everybody. Yeah. But then after a while, I was like, man, so thankful for all these prayers and to this day, everywhere I go, almost every single night I do a concert, someone comes up to me and says, how's your wife? We were praying for her.
That's awesome.
So thankful.
That is awesome. I'm so glad she didn't leave you. She's good now, right?
She's great.
Okay, perfect.
She's great.
So we're going through what Google answered when I just typed in Mac Powell. And why did Third Day break up? Came up. And you're on a 30th anniversary
We don't
tour.
have enough time for that, Wally. Not enough time.
Okay, just ballpark it for me. Whose fault was it?
No. It's nobody's fault. I mean, when you're a band for 25 years, you just get to a point, everybody had stuff they wanted to do.
Sure.
And so we finally realized, okay, let's be able to go do those other things. And so that's the great thing about this time of having this 30th anniversary tour. We knew when I don't even like saying broke up because we didn't break up. We just, we were done being Third Day. And so the great thing about it is that we didn't fight. We weren't mad at each other. We still loved each other. It was just time to move on. And, I knew from the beginning, one day, hopefully, we'll come back together and do a tour or do a cruise or do a festival or whatever. Sure. And so 2 years ago, we got an invitation to maybe go do a tour, but it just wasn't the right timing. But in that invitation and thinking it through, I said, all right, if we're going to do it, let's start. When would be a good time? And I thought 2026 would be 30 years of Third Day music. So let's talk, get on the phone and have the conversation to see if this can even happen. And thankfully all the stars aligned to make it work.
That's awesome. Mm-hmm. It's always easier like when you're like a band and you're like, guys, we've run our course a little bit. I think it's time that we go and each do our own separate things for a little bit. It's real easy for the singer because like that's the icon guy and you take your voice with you. Yeah. It's the bass player I always feel bad for because the bass player is like, I got no discernible skills. I got
Here's the thing. All the rest of those guys have great skills. I mean, David, our drummer, is a photographer, does an amazing job, and literally travels the world doing photography and teaching people photography. Mark still does solo shows himself, our guitar player, and writes, but he got a job teaching at a school. He's teaching songwriting and composition, all those kinds of things. So he's doing a great job with that. Ty, our bass player, he was always the guy behind the scenes that did marketing stuff for us, put together productions for these big tours, did merchandising. So he was kind of, in a way, like the manager of the band within the band. And so he's a very smart guy. So when you say you worry about the bass player.
Yeah, he did all right.
He's done great. He's got a marketing job and doing great. And so it's kind of like, of course, for me, I have no other skills. All I know how to do is sing.
That's it.
So I've been singing for, since then. But it's great that those guys, they're at our place where they can take a little time off for us to go out and do these 6 weeks of touring.
Well, you have some singing skills for sure. And it seems like they got passed down to your daughter, Scout.
Yeah.
What the heck, dude?
Yeah. Like, very proud of her.
Scout and the Saints.
Yeah.
And that Oh Lord song with you on it.
Isn't that fun?
That's to sound like the old guy trying to be a kid. That's fire.
Oh Lord, we feel your presence. Oh Lord, we feel you move.
Like, it was really
is
good.
It lit?
Yeah, it is. It's a hit. I'm telling you, man, that song, it's got a cool, 70s but modern vibe to it. And with you and her together, it's awesome.
Thanks, man. Yeah, it's the most, usually with my solo stuff, it's not as rocking as Third Day was. It's a little bit more pop and radio friendly. And so for me to get to write that song with her and rock out again, it was a lot of fun. So yeah, everybody go check it out. Scout and the Saints.
It's really good.
Yeah.
Like, did you try to talk her out of doing this business, knowing what you know about being in it?
Not
or were
really.
You like,
well, not really. In fact, she is my bass player. So when I'm out doing band shows, she plays bass for me. Her husband's my drummer. My son plays guitar for me, rhythm guitar. So we got a family.
Crazy.
Yeah, we got the Partridge family out on the road.
That's pretty great, though.
Yeah,
I mean, that can be tough working with family and everything, And
it's cheap labor, man.
That's true. Well, that's why it's tougher on them. You're fine.
That's right.